The first formal surveys of the seven-country study began in Dalmatia in the fall of 1958. Here, the big shots are gathering. This is Flaminio Fidanza, our Italian investigator. Before that, you saw Arvanis and Professor Hahn. Here are the nutritionists. And here's Ratko Bacina, our principal investigator for Croatia, who's engaging a WHO jeep here to take us to the first village for a trial run on the first day. And this road is insufferable. It hasn't been repaired since Napoleon's engineers worked on it on the way to Egypt. We arrive at our village, Tuchipi. Anselkes arrives with his Carmen Gia. He lets Erik Zetterquist and Ivan Moore check out. Their physicians from Stockholm and Croatia helping us. Anselkes runs down the local peasants unwittingly and parks. And we run through a few participants as we practice our first day. Dr. Keyes is age 54 here at the height of his powers. We're overlooking the magnificent Aegean Sea as participants arrive and stand in waiting. They've been guided there by the local constabulary. We set up lunch, table outside the examining site. Dr. Aravanis and his wife Tula. And they indicate to us that the figs on the neighboring tree are ripe. And so we all have our fruit hors d'oeuvre. Professor Hahn, a nutritionist. Off on the coast, we have a sole fisherman. Fishing, as we will see, is rather poor this season in the Adriatic. This is the port of Makarska, this substantial town between Split and Dubrovnik. This happens to be the arrival of a ferry bearing some of our colleagues, including my wife, Nelly Trocme, arriving here from Paris to spend a week with the team during the festivities of our opening. Here she is. A long, beautiful bun on the back of her head and a pleasant smile. And the ferry departs for Dubrovnik. We leave Professor Keyes and his wife behind for a day's work at the office when we have our first holiday, and we take a ship down the coast to find a pleasant picnic site. Here is Fidanza, the center of attention of our trial, a professor who is rocking the boat, simply to be rocking the boat. To be as obvious as possible, Seika Tiefenbach, our chief assistant, Nelly again, Dr. Gurgic, one of our physicians, as we leave Dr. Keith behind for our holiday at the he's behind at the Hotel Yadran, and we proceed down the coast. Here, Fidanza, again the center of attention. These ships are able to run upon the rocky shore. I don't know how they can support this. They do. We get off and check it out as a site and reject it and move on down the coast. I'm mainly filming on our day off because I'm too busy on our work days. Here, Fidanza takes care of private business without knowing he's being filmed and discovers that he's being filmed too late. And we proceed southward toward Dubrovnik. Here we find a lovely natural arch that seems to be a natural site for our picnic, and again we put ashore. A pleasant time of year after the harvest, or between the harvest of the grapes and the olives. Here Flaminio flirts with Nellie, as his wont. Nellie strolls along the coast, a magnificent coast with a lovely archipelago off the island. And Bozina chose this area because of its meridional nature and its poorness of water and soil, and its typical agriculture, primary fruits and vegetables, grapes and olives. Everybody's happy after a very busy and heavy week. Nellie found herself quite intimidated by the rocks on the beach and by her inability to speak Croatian. I, of course, have adequate protection against my pigmentless skin. We picnic over. We move back northward, walking the plank. Hello, one of our musicians. We give help to a couple of local nuns to take them back north to avoid the bumpy trip on the coast in a bus. And the next day Sunday we go fishing with local partisans. And here they baited hooks for 3 kilometers of line, and Sederquist and Brozek and I and Brozek's son joined them for Sunday fishing. This is the bait. Again, 3 kilometers worth suspended by gourds, and now we're passing out the line. Be very careful not to get a hook caught as it goes filing out vigorously into the sea. Peter Brozek at the mast. The line laid, supported by large natural gourds. Careful, it's spinning out, careful. Here's the gourd that supports the lines. The fishermen are happy and happy to have us along apparently, and enjoying their morning local wine. Line laid, we proceed to the island. Proceed to the island of Hvar, that's Hvar, for our second breakfast. Again, running ashore directly onto the rocks. Other local fishermen also taking breakfast on the island. Fish is a main source of protein, occasional goat, no cattle on the coast, plant food diet predominantly, reasonably heavy in olive oil. Constant motion in a country short of food, short of water, heavy of sunshine. This is our breakfast, these anchovies being baked over coals. I ate heartily until I saw a companion lift the edge of the skin and noticed that the flesh was full of ascarids still wiggling. I went over in the corner and lost my breakfast, and then haven't eaten an anchovy since. Back out to sea, we recovered the line, and this is our major catch. they liked these stingrays, rajas, but there were very few fish on this 3 kilometers of line. And that's the end of the Dalmatian survey.